So in order to convert degrees to radians and radians to degrees, we're going to have to multiply these angles and these radians by something. So to convert degrees to radians, we want to take these angles and we want to multiply them by pi over 180. And in order to convert radians to degrees, we want to multiply by 180 over pi. So we're going to be going through some questions here and hopefully that'll help. So we're going to start by converting degrees to radians. So we have 30 degrees, we're going to multiply pi over 180. And I'm going to go ahead and multiply across, so 30 pi over 180. And we can go ahead and simplify this fraction. Now, of course, you can reduce if you prefer to do that as well. Each of these is divisible by 30. And this ends up giving us pi over 6. And we usually write it as pi over 6. The next question is 90 degrees, so we'll do the same thing, multiply pi over 180, and then we multiply across, so we end up with 90 pi over 180, and we end up with pi over 2 once it's simplified. For this next question, although it is a negative, we are going to do the same exact thing. We are still going to multiply by pi over 180, and what we'll do is we'll just work that negative at the very end of our answer. So multiply pi over 180, this becomes negative 135 pi over 180. And now we got to simplify this fraction. Both of these values should be divisible by 45. And so we should end up with negative 3 pi over 4. All right, we can now go ahead and convert from radians to degrees. And so in order to do this, we're going to go backwards here. We are going to take our radian measures and we are going to actually multiply by 180 over pi. So we're going to be multiplying by 180 over pi. And you can see the pi in the numerator is going to cancel with the pi in the denominator. And as we multiply across, what we have left here is 180 over 3. That leaves us with 60, and that is a degree, right? So 60 degrees. All right. We have a negative radian measure for the second question down here. So we want to do the same thing that we did above. Work the negative in at the very end, and we're going to follow the same formula. So we're going to go ahead and multiply 180 over pi here as well. And as you multiply across, of course, you can also choose to do reducing. You're going to end up with negative 900 over 3. As you multiply across, if you choose to reduce, you can reduce by 3, and that ends up giving you negative 5 times 60. Either way, when you multiply, you end up getting negative 300 degrees. For our last question here, it says 1 radian. And I want to just mention 1 radian is kind of a funny looking question, but we are going to approach this the same way. We're going to go ahead and multiply 180 over pi. Ideally, we want to get rid of the pi in there. There's no pi in there. And so all we can really do here is just multiply across. And so when we put 180 over pi in the calculator so that we can kind of get an idea of what is the degree measure we would have to put in the calculator and just kind of approximate what it gives you. All right, so let's go ahead and round here. Let's take a look. We end up getting 57.3 degrees approximately. Alright, so I hope you guys like my video. I hope you guys find this helpful. And remember that if you do, please subscribe to my channel so I can continue to post helpful videos for you. Thanks for watching.